Nadio, Quitao, Tare, Quitao, Tare, no Tao, when the blizzard in Babatao, Taule, Monotao,
So hello folks, welcome to LMTV Live, coming to you from Toll Town in Gedeh County, where last night the remains of the two states persons, talking about former President Samuel Kanyan and former First Lady Nancy Bidu, arrived here in Toll Town, and a night of wakekeeping was observed here in Toll Town, where citizens of Gedeh, specifically in Toll Town, gathered here and had a brief ceremony. So this morning at about 8 a.m. it's expected that the remains of the former president, his wife, former First Lady Nancy Bidu, will be taken to Zwedru, Gedeh County. But we also performances will occur, but I'm here with my colleague Anthony Williams, and together we're going to be bringing this broadcast to you. I want to say good morning to you, Anthony. Welcome once again.
Morning, thank you for having me. And thanks for joining us wherever you're following us from. We started the broadcast yesterday, or the day before yesterday, when the book of condolence was opened for the remains of late former First Lady Nancy Bidu, and of course for the reburial and ceremonial removal of former President Samuel Kanyan. Just yesterday, both the coffins were taken at the Centennial Memorial Pavilion, where they lied in state quietly for quite some time, few hours. His Excellency the President was at the event, and several national of course the Senate, the Senate Pro Tem Yomli Kangalo, House Speaker Richard Nambekun, and several other top government officials,
Director General of the Liberia Broadcasting System,
of course, were all present at the event yesterday. So, but again, the remains of former First Lady Nancy Bidu and late President Samuel Kanyan were driven here to Gedeh right after the lie-in state at the Centennial Memorial Pavilion. And so last night, like you said, they arrived here in Toll Town, one of the largest towns, you could call a city, here in Gedeh County, and the wakekeeping was held, of course, last night. But like you also said, there will be several stops this morning, as the remains will depart Toll Town this morning and head for Zwedru, where wakekeeping is expected to be held at around 10 p.m. tonight at the stadium.
And that's the official wakekeeping.
Yes, the national wakekeeping, of course, will be taken at the Albert T. White Stadium there in Zwedru. But for us to spice this up and bring you all of the happenings, of course, we could also whip the camera around, show you what the environment looks like this morning, because we are at the location where the remains of both the former president and his wife are being kept. This is where the family spent the night last night, and the entire convoy also, and everyone spent the night here. Here this morning we have police officers, we have members of the armed forces of Liberia, we have community dwellers, we have township leadership, bystanders are all here this morning, waiting for the convoy to stage, and then they can all depart for Zwedru, well, we're already in Toll Town, of course, but eventually Tuzon, where former President Samuel Kanyan hailed from. with all of the activities lined up. But speaking of the activities that are lined up, we have with us our Gedeh County correspondent, Paul Ramsey. Paul is going to join us. Paul, kind of join us this morning. Let's send wish you here quickly. Nice to have Paul Ramsey with us this morning. Paul is going to walk us through some of the activities, but Paul is going to also tell us what the atmosphere looks like in the county. We're going to talk about the reburial of former President Samuel Kanyan and how the people of Gedeh County are embracing this idea by the government of Liberia to rebury former statesman, former hero of Gedeh County, former President Samuel Kanyan. Paul, welcome to your own platform.
Yes, so thank you very much.
Hold that.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been good seeing you guys on the field like this. I feel so impressed. I know that LBS, as it's always said, will never be the same. Last night at about 11 a.m. this morning, we received the remains of late Samuel Kanyan and late Nesse Bondo, who happens to be the traditional First Lady of Liberia, former First Lady of Liberia, their ancestors preach. And so from there on, we move into Tool Town, where we are currently, where they had a few hours of wakekeeping. But again, the itinerary roll on to say that hereafter we'll be making stop in the towns ahead of us. And among those towns, we have Seniwen. Immediately from here, we have Seniwen. Seniwen will have few minutes to stay there from Seniwen. Then we have Odoyi Town, then Sled Town, then Zai Town, then Tuzon. Tuzon is the hometown of Samuel Kanyan. So we'll make stop over there. Sure. Okay, from there we'll move to Suedru, and then where we have the official wakekeeping in Suedru. Now, one would like to know, why is it that we're making stop in all of those towns? And the answer is just very clear. People are saying that Samuel Kanyan, he's their son. He used to be their son. And Nesse Do is the daughter from this county, and they want to pay their last respect, all right? And by seeing him and identifying with the body is like paying the last respect to him and giving him a befitting burial. What is good about this entire thing is like the citizens of Gedeh County are gratified by what the government is doing, or Joseph Nyoma Boakai is doing to memorialize or to give a befitting reburial to Samuel Kanyan. And traditionally, it's going to sink down in history that this government had done well and will give respect to past leaders. And so, I mean, it's a very good lesson to learn.
Okay, Paul. I almost asked you the question about how the people of Gedeh County, especially Tool Town, where we are, one of the largest cities or towns here in Gedeh, how are the people embracing the idea for former President Samuel Kanyan to be reburied and be dignified, of course. And also, they have just lost former First Lady Nancy B to the of course, former wife of the late president now, or wife of the late president. Because, but you have already said what it's like currently. But if you can just emphasize, how are elders, county authorities, are receiving the idea for late President Samuel Kanyan to be dignified?
Well, most of them are expressing, they are enthusiastic about it. Mm-hmm. In fact, the euphoria you can listen from the background. People are glad to be here. The hall was filled last night, and again, I asked the question why Tool Town stopped over. They said because Tool Town is a historical town, and it's a border town in Gedeh. Moreover, there is this young man who, along with Samuel Kanyan, toppled the Toba government in 1980, or Nelson Tool. Okay. And Nelson Tool is from this town. This is his town. But along the line, there were some issues or political issues and things like that, and he was eliminated. So, stopping in this town is like you try to make people to remember what had happened. So, but they are saying, despite the fact that he's from this town and he was killed during the regime of Dole because there was an alleged coup plot and he died, but they put that behind them, and this is a time to reconcile. So everyone is excited and glad to see that the reburial of Dole and the burial of Nesse Dole is indeed befitted.
Okay. Aizon, that's Paul Ramsey. Any questions?
If you see Nimbayans trying to form part of this entire ceremony, and going back to the history between the people from Nimba and Gedeh, now this seems to be a general reconciliatory effort from the part of the government. How is that coinciding with the Nimbayans and Gedehans?
Well, thank you very much. This is good to see. And I think the president of Liberia said that this is basically about reconciliation. I saw when Senator Samuel Koga, right, went to the home of late Nessie Door, all right, and to speak to the family. I saw when he paid tribute, right, and I heard it on the radio. I listened to him about words that he's going to be part of this reburial. Now that sparks a very serious message, and that message is that Nimba Grand Gedeh. Now, if you take yourself back few minutes from here, you'll be Nimba County, all right. And if you come even in here, you begin to go around Toll Town and go to the next villages. You got to know that Nimba and Grand Gedeh, you don't tell the difference much except political issues. Okay. So they want to use this, all right, as a means of doing away with those bitterness and reconciling as people living together. Don't get me wrong, there will still be reasons for other people to hold back,
of course.
But this can help to heal the wounds, all right. While they hold back, this can help to heal the wounds, and I think that is where all of us are treading. Now this lesson should go to other counties and other communities in Liberia, not just Nimba County and Grand Gedeh, but it could be Bon County and Nimba, it could be Bon and Magibi, and other counties that have just a close proximity, so that we can live together as a country, and it's by that we can achieve the kind of development we deserve.
Paul, you cover the entire country, obviously. A lot of work you're doing out here. I want to also mention Zwedru, especially, it being the capital, provided if you've landed your feet there prior to this activity, the kickoff of these activities. So you can tell us what's the euphoria like, out there in the capital.
Well, if you say you landed your feet there, it means that you're taking me outside Zwedru.
Yeah.
I left Zwedru last night. I arrived here. We left Zwedru at about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So I'm in Zwedru. And just to support that, about 3 weeks ago, we started this issue of awareness raising, because I'm also a chairman on the publicity committee on this particular occasion, and couple with my statutory responsibility as a government reporter. So I've been in the plan, and so we'll be doing this awareness. Along that line, we have this cleaning of the compound that belongs to Samuel Kayando. Or there is a place there, you see it when you get there, and that place has been like that, and no one has lived there. But then because of this, citizens have all come together, and that place is very clean right now. In fact, LEC has made it possible that our whole place is electrified. So the place now is where the tomb is being constructed. Alongside also is the issue of the cleanliness in the city. If you drive it from here to Zwedru, you see that the entire community, all along the road, the towns, everyone is putting their hands together, joining the county authority to give this county a beautiful facelift, so that the strangers that will be coming, strangers to see from different counties, will see that people who are ready to receive, they are very receptive and be a part of this activity. So I mean, much work is done, but get to Zwedru and see. Okay. Tonight we'll be having the wakekeeping on the football field, as you regularly see there.
Sure, definitely.
I think all of us will rub shoulder together right there.
All right, Paul. We just saw the arrival of the lawmaker, Honorable Sokan. He has gone in there, so we appreciate where you to make sure we can have a word with him if that's possible, like you promised us earlier. So now, folks, thanks for following and thanks for sticking with us. We're still here in Toll Town along the Grand Gedeh, the highway towards Zwedru, here in southeastern Liberia, for the reburial ceremony and, of course, the burial of former First Lady Nancy Doe. Now, as you can see, there are signals of departure already. We are fast approaching 8 o'clock, probably 8 o'clock this morning. But the entire team will be leaving for Zwedru, and there will be eventual stops along the route as the convoy continues. But as you can see, the float is being prepared to depart the compound, and the remains are already on the float. So they're being taken out of the compound where the entire group slept last night. Eisen, while Paul arranges for us to talk to the lawmaker, let's go ahead now and bring more details to those who are following us and show them what the environment looks like. There are bystanders, members of the armed forces of Liberia. We still have security forces. The family is already in here, and so there's lots of activity going on as we move on this morning.
Yes, so certainly, and you see the hearse is moving slowly, and it's now departing to make its way on the main route leading to Zwedru. the capital of Grand Gedeh County. So, like we told you that at about 8, the remains of the two former President Samuel KANYON and former First Lady Mrs. Nessie Bidu are being escorted to Zweju, where the funeral and wakekeeping is expected to take place. But first, this evening at about 10 p.m., the wakekeeping will begin at the Abbott T. White Sports Stadium in Zweju, and tomorrow, Friday, the funeral service will take place at the Zweju City Hall.
Of course.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, so we just saw the arrival of the lawmaker, Honorable Jeremiah Sokan. But again, he's already gone in there, and we've been told he's having a little tete-a-tete with the superintendent this morning. So we're hoping to hear from him. He's also one of the key stakeholders on this particular activities. He's also heading the team. Just last night at the wakekeeping, he made an official announcement as to the various stops along the road as the convoy continues. But we're hoping to hear from him if that works out. At the same time, we'll also try our best to bring you a few shots of the convoy departing to town, and then once we get to a reasonable area where there is network, we can begin from there. We are hoping that we are being told that stops will be made along the way. We are hoping that we can get internet access along those routes, but even if we can still grab the content and repost once we get to a network location. So,
but I can assure you that
we are on top
well
of it. Actually, we are well
ready
equipped.
To give you live broadcast from
and those who are following us can also watch this space for the wakekeeping tonight. We have our entire crew here, our cameras all set up. 2 vehicles are headed in that direction, a tag team. So we'll be bringing live coverage of the wakekeeping tonight. I don't want to speak of the burial, which is obviously why we're here. And so for those who are following, we'd like to say thanks for following. But we just wanted to show you what the atmosphere looks like this morning in Toad Town. We are here at the compound where the family slept last night, and where you just saw the herbs leaving the compound. The convoy has already staged along the main road itself, inclusive of the armed forces of Liberia, the Liberia National Police. Think of government ministries and agencies that are attached to this particular activity. Speaking of the reburial and burial of former First Lady and, of course, former President Samuel KANYON.
So today, it's expected that His Excellency President Joseph Boakai and entourage will make their way to Zweju, Grand Gedeh County, because they are to form part of the funeral arrangement if you made the wake tonight, and subsequently the funeral arrangement tomorrow. So this is a laudable effort on the part of the government, making sure that the manner and form in which the former president was buried. Many some way somehow argue about the actual location of
his remains.
And this is coming to his hometown, Grand Gedeh County, and bringing to bear the long-lasting cry from Grand Gedehans that yes, we need our statement to be buried in our country. And it's also laudable, like you heard from Paul Ramsey, talking about Grand Gedeh trying to put behind the past, and Liberian as well, putting the past behind and moving forward as a people and the country. That is also a laudable one.
Definitely. So, folks, this morning we like to say thanks for watching. We can rejoin you shortly once the convoy starts to move. But we will not end the video now. We'll show you what the atmosphere looks like. But again, as we speak, preparations are already underway for departure for Zweju, nearby towns or cities as the convoy continues. So, ELBC, LNTV, we're here. My name is Anthony Williams. I'm with Ayson Yeba. I guess the media has been called in. We can see if we can make our way in there, Paul. Let's see if we could go there and make an arrangement quickly so we can hear from the lawmaker. I guess. But you just wait out a little bit in the minute.
So, folks, we are hoping to get a word from the representative Jeremiah Sukan, but this is the atmosphere here outside here. And folks who are on the main route, we have buses, a lot of vehicles conveying family members, friends, citizens of Gedeh County to the capital of Gedeh, Zwedru. And we too are forming part of this broadcast. It is our anticipation that the lawmaker will speak to us briefly as we get set to bring you the journey on the road to Zwedru for the wakekeeping tonight, which is expected to start at about 10 p.m. Yes, so toll time is where we are bringing you this live broadcast. It all started from the Centennial Memorial Pavilion on Ashmore Street, where we brought you the signing of the Book of Condolence for the former President Samuel Kanyando on yesterday, Wednesday. We also brought you the lying in state of the two officials, former President, former First Lady Samuel Kanyando and Mrs. Nessie Bido. And yet today is the wakekeeping, but yesterday a brief ceremony observing wakekeeping in Town brought together several citizens of Gedeh, and the official wakekeeping is expected to take place in Zwedru, Gedeh County, where the so while we await the
don't worry, camera or nothing. Come. Sure. So while we continue, I would love to hear from some of the authorities. Don't worry, we would love to talk to some of the authorities here in Town. We have the mayor with us. He will introduce himself and then, walk us through as it relates to these activities. Sir, welcome to ELBC.
Thank you very much.
Kindly introduce yourself for us quickly and tell us more about the remains of former First Lady Nessie Bido. Has already arrived here in Town last night. There was a wake, and former President Samuel Kanyando is being reburied by the government to dignify his passing. And so, as a mayor of the city of Town, we would love you to bring us up to speed.
Okay, thank you. I am Marcus Jeru, the mayor of Toll City. I just want to start by saying thank you to His Excellency Mr. Joseph Boakai for even making it possible for our brother, our father, the late President Samuel Kanyando and a wife body to meet us here successfully, because most often such traveling from Moreover or from Ganta here, it can be easy. But the body arrived here in time, and we, the citizen in Toll City, we received the body, and I can't say that we were happy to receive the body, because it is very much disheartening, because I'm not seeing this before for for a former president and a wife to be lay in state like this is unprecedented. But however, the citizens yesterday welcomed the dignitaries that escorted the body here. We are very much grateful for the president to take that particular stance, which we were not expecting that to be. But being that he is a statesman, and you know, he very much appreciative because he said, you know, he worked in the late president government before. So, you know, that the kind of leader we want, that, you know, when someone does something to you, you should really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for talking to us. Unless there is anything else, because the remains of both the former president and the first lady will be leaving your city this morning.
Well, I guess you want to blend that with the development of the road, because this place used to be either a week or days to actually arrive here. What do you want to say in relation to
that? I alone can't say all, but the entire citizens of Grand Gedeh County see what is going on, what the president is doing. Because, you know, I want to tell you the fact. We had our own brother and father here before, which was the former president. You know, during his administration, he promised us that we were to benefit from him good rules. But, you know, as you appreciate the president, the current president, Mr. Joseph Boakai, for maintaining the road and paving the road towards Grand Gedeh County. Grand Gedeans are waiting for him for now, because I don't believe that all the development that he is carrying on is because of 2029, but because of the mandate that the Liberian people gave him. That's why he tried to implement. But Grand Gedeans are appreciating the government, and we are willing to see the road to pass through Nima County, to pass through Grand Gedeh, to pass through Rewaji, and this government will be rewarded, and the party will be rewarded.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for talking to us.
If we can engage
yes, thank you very much. It was nice having you.
Thank you.
Okay, so as we continue the conversation, we'll see if we can engage with some of the elders who are also here with us here in Town, and we have one of them of good morning, perhaps.
Yeah.
You'll kindly introduce yourself for us.
Oh, okay. Thank you. How do you say good morning in the Kran language?
Oh, Nalu.
Nalu.
Nalu. Yeah. So okay. You want me to speak my Fadinga?
Well, you were speaking.
Then that means you, when you say it, then you say it on the other side.
Okay. So
okay.
Introduce yourself for us.
I'm Pei Cooper. Honorable Pei Cooper.
And you
I'm the permanent chief for Darwin Chiefdom.
Okay. Welcome to ELBC.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so the remains of former President Samuel KANYAN,
yes.
The government is reburying him to give him some dignity, you know, and also Grand Gedeh County have lost another daughter who is the former first lady.
Yes.
And we are going to Zwedju to observe funeral and other things. As an elder and a paramount chief of one of the chiefdoms, how does this news meet you, and how do you see the government idea to rebury former President Doe?
Thank you. Even first of all, I thank the press to come here.
Okay.
This is what we want. If they are doing it, that means they're showing unity, more especially the President of the Republic of Liberia. That's what we love. And we thank down to the citizens that are coming back and forward just for that one occasion. So that's all I can tell you.
Okay. You going to Toast, you going to Tuzon and Zwedju also?
I will reach there later, okay. But I will meet the president before going.
Okay, yes, because the president coming and told you guys
I
have to
go back to the beach, to the Sesto, meet the president before going.
Okay, so when the president come and you welcome him, what a message you got for him here, right?
I here to thank him for his hard work that he been doing.
Okay.
And again, I want him to do it, and he should not relent.
Okay.
Thank you. So
Thanks
let's see
for
if we can
talking to
talk
us.
to Representative
Thank you.
Jacob.
So we have
DB.
Honorable Jacob DB of Gedeh County already
I
here.
want to engage with you.
Just to have a word with him. Honorable, thank God we caught you this morning. I mean, it's very tough here. We are noticing the convoy, everyone is already on their way out. So welcome to ELBC. The remains of former First Lady, of course, and former President Samuel KANYAN are in county already, and we are on our way to Zwedru. Walk us through if there are any details that the public need to know. And also, as a lawmaker of this county, what do you make of the government's idea to rebury former President Doe and dignify him, and also for the passing of former First Lady Nancy Doe?
First of all, I want to thank you for the invite to appear before the microphone. This is a national media, and this has been viewed and listened to across the country. So whatsoever we say, we have to be very meticulous about it. First of all, I must say thank to the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakai, for being so far-sighted. We expected the former President Helen and the former President WRATTO have done what he's doing. So for him to be, courageous and look at seeing the need to unify us. So we want to say thank you. Grand Gedeh says thank to him for taking that bold step. So this is something that we have been yearning for, we have been advocating for, and I'm glad that it is happening now in our lifetime. And so we want to say thank you, and we have to go. So today we'll be leaving now. The body came, the caskets were here last night, and we are going through. We'll be stopping along the way. We'll stop Seneway for a few minutes. We'll be in Dweitown until we get to Zwedru. So every time along the way, we have an opportunity to see the caskets and be able to see and appreciate what the government has done. We are grateful, and Grenadians are grateful to the President and to the Republic of Liberia for giving him a dignified burial. That's what we yearn for. That's what we advocated for. And at least it has happened in our lifetime. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. That's Honorable Jacob.
Let's see if we can engage the view of Superintendent.
Sure, Honorable Superintendent Grant. Welcome to National Radio, National Television. We are in Town. You've been handling activities for this very huge event. Former President Doe is being dignified, giving a befitting burial. You've also lost the daughter of the county. Run us through the activity, and also as the Superintendent, the President's brain jewel. What do you make of government's idea to dignify the late president and his wife?
This, thank you, LNTV, and thank you for your presence here. This shows that this occasion is giving the truest national representation and the attention it deserves. So we are grateful for that. As people of the county, we are so humble and appreciated, excited much more about the action of His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakai, a decision to take that bold national decision to provide leadership, to say, look, we went through tough time, tough time never lasts, but tough people do. And then he can make that decision. Today we can see our lost loved ones remains are being brought back to the county. Is something that we so much cherish, and we cherish this for eternity. We cherish it for eternity. What he has done is unprecedented. It's unprecedented, and forever remain appreciative to him. As the vice jurist of the president, who has prepared the grounds to receive, you can see if you travel through our roads, you see that the population is receptive to what the president has done, and we remain eternally grateful to him. So as we are going along the road, you see we'll be having some slow stops, just so that the people will have a glance of the remains of their sons and their daughter. Zwedru is overwhelming. You see it for yourself. It's not about me describing it, but the realities are there. You can see people coming around, even as the head is driving down the road. As we are moving, you see people are all getting involved with the process of moving on to Zwedru. So words are inadequate to describe the kind gesture of His Excellency. We remain, like I said, internally grateful to him. Grenadians appreciate him. Sometimes they say the rejected cornerstone have become the head cornerstone. People that we thought that we have done these things didn't consider everything that we put in for them. They didn't appreciate the list of what people could do to say, look, I've lived with this person before. I've interacted at least once with this kind of person, So the disappointment, but again, for those of other believing God, to every disappointment,
especially that
this is a blessing.
Especially that this particular activities, according to His Excellency Mr. President, is a reconciliatory effort to bring Liberians together.
I mean, President Bouaka is determined to reconcile Liberia, to unite the people for growth. As you can see, you drove on a road from Monrovia and you saw the smooth drive. Imagine using a head to drive through and no stoppage, nothing.
Sure.
This is a journey to a great future or greater future.
Honorable Ellis, just like Grant, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Let's meet in Svedri and other parts.
We're going to interact along the way.
Okay, sir.
But for me, my plan right now, the program is I'm escorting the body up to Tucson, and I'm coming back to receive His Excellency. Yes. All right, sir. Mr. President should be here by Mayday.
Okay. Let's hope we meet in Svedri then.
Thank you, gentlemen. Once you go, just go straight to the palace, the home of the superintendent.
Okay, sir.
And the home of the president when he's in the country as well.
All right, sir.
Thank you and enjoy yourself. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That Superintendent Alice Chester Grant there, bringing us up to speed also as the activities. Should we go to the car and
so
talk to the lawmaker?
You want to wrap up?
No, he's going downstairs.
Okay, great. So, Paul, I think we can just wrap it up now as we are seeing everyone is staging already. Basically, if there's anything that we have to know, because you can just bring us up to speed. We saw you talking to the lawmaker, the superintendent.
Right. So, as you are saying, you said you had planned to talk to the lawmaker.
Sure.
But he just told me that he's engaged.
Okay.
And we'll get him as we go along the road. And the superintendent had just told you that we'll be doing some stops along the way. And we will join him and make sure we come back to receive the president in the county. I'm sure we will do that. We'll do our best to be here. So that's how far we can stop right now.
Okay,
let's join the convoy and follow the hearse to the next destination.
Paul Ramsey is our correspondent here. He's been bringing us up to speed. Aison Yibai and I will bring you this broadcast along with a whole. It's a tight team actually. But as we hear from Svedri, keep following us and sticking still. Aison, let's wrap this up quickly.
Yeah, thank you very much. So yes, we will join you very briefly as we head for Svedri, Grand Gedeh County, but there will be other stops along the way. So thanks for watching. Aison Yibai.
Anthony Williams. Cut.